In NCAA Division II, student-athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student-athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student-athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside Royal Brome Pavilion in Seattle, Washington for this afternoon's matchup between the Warriors of California State University Stanislaus and the Falcons of Seattle Pacific University. Both teams coming in with 2 wins on the season. The Falcons 2-9, 0-2 in GNAC play. The Warriors 2-6, and they are 1-2 in the CCAA, the California Collegiate Athletic Association. The Falcons playing in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. And this is a West Region game, but a non-conference game. As Stanislaus State coming in with, as I mentioned, a couple of wins on the season. They're 0-2 against the GNAC. Wins against Fresno Pacific and Cal State Monterey Bay. Cal State Monterey Bay is in their conference, and they are 1-2, as I mentioned, in the CCAA, as they are coached by Wayman Strickland. He's in his 13th season at the helm of the program for the Warriors, and they're a little short-handed today. They haven't had a lot of players. They've played 10 players so far this year, but only 7 are active today. They're going to be missing Talia Maxwell, who is one of their leading scorers. She is their leading scorer, actually. And they will have Demaya Lewis, though, a senior out of San Francisco, California. She will be in the lineup this afternoon. Quinn Garrett, a freshman from Virginia City, Nevada. Kaylin Harris, a sophomore from Fairfield, California. Krista Anderson, a junior out of Copperopolis, California. And Deja Scott Mitchell, a senior from Seaside, California. Scott Mitchell making just her second start of the season in this tilt this afternoon, as the Falcons come in being coached by Karen Byers. She's the interim head coach in her first season. She was an assistant last year. She's going to go with Grace Leisure, a sophomore out of Portland, Oregon. That's Skylar Berry in the circle, also a senior out of Portland, Oregon. Lola Weatherspoon, a senior out of Camas, Washington, which is just across the state border from Portland, Oregon. And Hunter Buren, a fifth-year player out of Mukilteo, Washington. She's wearing number 14, guarding the ball right now. And Lane Kearns, a sophomore out of Hamilton, Montana, who is the only Falcon averaging in double figures, one of their leading rebounders as well. And we are underway here from Royal Brome, and a 3 on the way and short. And that was Quinn Garrett with the shot. Here's Leisure all the way to the other end, lays it up and in, and the Falcons take the lead 2-0 as Grace Leisure beats everyone down the floor. And this one going to go out. No, actually, yes. Was out of bounds as Kaylin Harris was trying to save it in. And they said that she did step out. And a turnover to the Falcons. Hunter Buren with the ball. And we'll get it to Skylar Berry. Deja Scott Mitchell defending her. Berry whips it in the corner for Buren, and she walked to the basketball as she took too many steps trying to get set there. And a turnover back to the Warriors. 2-0 Falcons with the early lead, and the Falcons pressing a little bit here in the backcourt. And that's not something we've seen them do a whole lot. The Warriors beat the press, though, and a layup by Krista Anderson is off the mark and went over the bucket. Here's Buren the other way with a floater in the lane, and she puts it in for a 4-0 SPU lead. Stanislaus State the other way with it. Garrett. And now the jumper in the lane by Kaylin Harris is no good. Rebound to Weatherspoon. And here come the Falcons the other way. Here's Kearns driving. Puts it up. Puts it in over Krista Anderson. And the Falcons with a 6-0 lead. Kearns gets her hands in the passing lane and knocks it out of bounds. And it'll stay with the Warriors. The Falcons have come out and knocked down 3 shots here in the early going. And the Warriors still trying to get on the board as Quinn Garrett will bring it across. She's a freshman, but Garrett has started every game. There's another shot off the mark. And here come the Falcons back the other way. Buren going around Garrett. And we get a whistle. And we get a foul. And they're going to call it on Quinn Garrett, saying that she made some contact there with Buren. So, Falcons will take it out from underneath the basket. And this one was kicked as the Falcons were trying to inbound it. 25 on the shot clock for SPU. This time it comes out to Kearns. And she's being guarded by Garrett. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast this afternoon. Leisure putting up the floater from just inside the free throw line, and it's off the mark. And here come the Warriors back the other way. Last time we saw these two teams get together here as Scott Mitchell misses on the left-handed lay-in. And the Falcons back the other way. The Warriors won on a buzzer beater. As there's Buren with a three, and the Falcons take a 9-0 lead. This one lost out of bounds, and things are not going well for Wayman Strickland's team so far in the first few minutes, as he will bring Anderson to the bench. And he inserts Alyssa Primo. And here's Buren driving, and we're going the other way. I think they said she pushed off. Or maybe she just lost it out of bounds. They didn't call a foul. Grace Turley getting ready to sub in for SPU. So we have 3 Graces on the team. Lewis had that shot contested, and it ends up going out of bounds. And the Falcons will take it back as Turley comes in for SPU. And Tia Barfield out of Temecula, California, coming in for the Warriors. Warriors located in Turlock, California, just east of the Bay Area, a little bit inland, south of Modesto. And here is Lane Kearns driving, cutting through defenders, puts it up, and puts it in. Let's see if they give her the continuation on that one. They will. Count it, and one. That one took some time to go down as it was sitting up on the rim for a good 2 seconds. And it is 11-0 SPU. Kearns to the free throw line. As Haley Ota checks in for SPU. Sophomore out of Honolulu, Hawaii. And Kearns to the free throw line. And they are clarifying it's just one shot. The officials are. 6:35 to play first quarter, and it's been all Falcons so far in the first few minutes of the game. As the Warriors try to get settled in, Kearns converts on the free throw. And that is a 3-point play. The old-fashioned way, as I say. Here's Mitchell. And now Lewis. Gets it over to Garrett. Here's a 3 on the way from Barfield. And that one goes down. Nothing but net. And the Warriors are on the board. It's 12-3. Falcons back the other way. Here is Turley. And the Falcons turn it over as Turley was trying to get it down low. And the Warriors bring it the other way. Garrett finds Barfield for another 3. That one off the iron. No good. Rebound to Turley. And Grace Turley, the redshirt freshman out of Sammamish, Washington, bringing it across. In for Skylar Berry, and she was trying to fight through contact there. Couldn't get the shot to go. Got it up on the glass. But the Warriors back the other way. Lewis to Barfield. And off of Lewis into the backcourt. And Coach Strickland will pick it up. Falcons will take it back. Or will she? Will they? They're going to say, actually, that it was last... No, they are going to give it to SPU. Correction there. Amelia Bishop checking in for SPU. And Weatherspoon to inbound for the Falcons. Here's Turley. Ota, deep three from the left wing, and that one goes down. Ota was a good 3 steps beyond the arc. And it is 15-3, Falcons with the lead. Here's Barfield in the front court. And a 3 going up from Deja Scott Mitchell, and that one is all net from the right corner. And it's 15-6. Kearns loses it, gets it back. And Lewis, I think, got poked in the eye. They get it into Bishop, and she puts it up and in off the glass. And Kearns with the assist, 17-6. Here come the Warriors. Falcons have not beaten the Warriors since 2003, as the Warriors have won the last 3, and Barfield knocks down another 3. And the Warriors trail 17-9. As so far all 3s for them. Kearns contacted there by Barfield, and they're going to get Tia Barfield with the call. This will take us to a timeout on the floor with 4:16 to play, first quarter. Falcons with the lead, 17-9. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast in just a moment.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Back to action here at Royal Brome Pavilion as the Falcons bring in Julia Levine off the bench. And they have her out there with Ota, Kearns, Turley, and Bishop. And now Bishop with the turnaround, and she was a little further out than she wanted to be, and that one catches the side of the glass. And the Warriors back the other way. Here's Demaya Lewis, kicks it out for a 3 on the way from Primo, and that one goes down. And the Warriors back within 5 here, and it's been all 3s for them so far. Here's Bishop getting to the bucket and draws the foul, and the foul called on Quinn Garrett. Wayman Strickland with just 7 players active for this one, and they're really going to have to watch the foul situation closely, as that is the second for Quinn Garrett. And Amelia Bishop to the free throw line for SPU. First one is up and good for Bishop, who is also from near the Portland area. She's from Wilsonville, Oregon. Gets that one to go as well. So Bishop 2 for 2 at the line, and came into this game 83% from the free throw line. And gets 2 more here, 19-12. Falcons with the lead. Demaya Lewis bringing it across midcourt. Gets it to Anderson. And she was trying to get it to Barfield. Gets it back and now finds Lewis, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Lewis. Falcons will take it. Julia Levine to inbound. And it is 19-12, Falcons with the lead, as they've shot the ball very well so far. This one knocked away as Bieran was trying to get it out to Levine and kind of floated it out there. Gave some time as the shot going in there. And And Demaya Lewis on the bucket for the Warriors. That is her first 2 points of the game. Levine loses it in the backcourt. And not a good turnover there for SPU. The Warriors within 5 with possession now after the Falcons put the first 12 on the board. And now Stanislaus State within 2 possessions. And a long way to go in this one. We're still in the first quarter. This one to Krista Anderson. And Bishop is going to pick up a foul. And send Anderson to the free throw line. First foul on Amelia Bishop. And Krista Anderson to the free throw line. Anderson, an 89% free throw shooter, as the whole scoreboard just went out and now comes back on. Anderson making the first free throw to get the Warriors within 4, and she will try to get them now within 3. And the second one is off the back iron, and Ota boxes out the shooter. And here come the Falcons with the rebound. It was coming right back to Anderson, but Ota was there first. Here is Turley, a 3 from the left wing, and she puts it in. Grace Turley puts the Falcons back in front by 7, 22-15. Here's Barfield to Lewis. And now Anderson with it, being guarded by Bishop. Anderson trying to go around Bishop, hits the side of the glass, and are they going to get another foul on Bishop? I believe they are. They are. So Amelia Bishop with a couple of quick fouls here. And Falcons will bring in Grace Mertis for Grace Turley. As they have 3 Graces. Leisure back out there as well. And Anderson back to the free throw line where she just went 1 of 2 a moment ago. Puts in the first. As I mentioned, she came into this game an 89% free throw shooter. That's just 8 out of 9 on the season. But looking for another one there. And she is 3 out of 4 in the last minute or so of this one. 22-17. Falcons with the lead by 5. Lola Weatherspoon checking in for Amelia Bishop, who will sit down with 2 fouls. Buren will get it into Ota, and the Falcons also have Leisure, Mertis, and Weatherspoon out there. Here's Leisure. Kicks it to Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon will kick it back to Mertis. Over to Ota. She's got a 3 on the way, and that one is good. Haley Ota, a couple of 3s from that left wing here in the first quarter. And the Falcons have 25 points on the board with 2 minutes to play in the quarter. Falcons have shot the ball extremely well here at home this afternoon in the early going. Long way to go in this one. Scott Mitchell. Now they get it over to Barfield for another 3. She's got 3 of them. And keeping the Warriors in the game, 25-20. Leisure is going to line up a 3, and that one is off the mark. As that probably isn't the one that you want from her. As it was in transition, but as this one is poked out, here's Primo. And now Lewis will enter in the post for Scott Mitchell, going up over Leisure and ends up getting her own rebound. Shot is blocked. Weatherspoon knocks it out last. Touched it last, I should say. And so the Warriors will keep it with 16 on the shot clock, 55.3 on the clock here in the first quarter. 25-20 your score. As they send it outside the arc to Lewis. Here's Barfield. She walked to the basketball. And Falcons will take it back. Krista Anderson will come back in for Stan State. And she'll come get Demaya Lewis. Falcons with Kearns checking back in. And now she gets the ball on the left wing. And foul committed by Barfield. And that's going to be the second on Tia Barfield. This is not a game, if you're Wayman Strickland, not a game where you want the officials to call a lot of ticky-tack stuff because you only have 7 players. And that I would put in that ticky-tack category, but Lane Kearns will take it. And she goes to the free throw line. Falcons in the bonus. Kearns gets the second one to roll in as well. And the Falcons with 27 on the board here in the first quarter. Scott Mitchell kicks it over to Harris. And now here's Primo. And Leisure blocks the shot, but it goes right to Scott Mitchell. And now we get a whistle and a foul called on Grace Leisure. Shot clock is off, 25.8 left on the clock here in the first quarter. And Demaya Lewis will check back in for Tia Barfield. Deja Scott Mitchell to the free throw line. And she puts in the first. Deja Scott Mitchell, a 63% free throw shooter coming into this game. Second one is off the mark, rebound Leisure. Falcons lead it by 6, and they can have the final possession of the first quarter if they want it. As the shot clock is off, Beeren is fouled by Harris. And Harris with the aggressive defense there, but just got a little too much contact on Hunter Beeren. This will work out for the Warriors. Harris just picking up her first foul there, and the Warriors are going to have another possession before this quarter ends and plenty of time left. But Hunter Beeren at the free throw line, putting in the first. She's got 6 points, and now she has 7 as the Falcons lead it by 8. Quinn Garrett will come back onto the floor for Kaylin Harris. Warriors down 8, and the Falcons pressing in the backcourt, and they're going to pick up a foul with 11.4 left. And it's going to go on Lolo Weatherspoon. The Warriors not in the bonus. That is team foul number 4, though. So here's Lewis pulling up from about 18 feet out. That one hit the top of the glass. They didn't blow it dead, though. And the Falcons end up with possession. They lose it. Lewis ended up with it last, but did not get up a shot. It is 29-21. Falcons with the lead after 1 quarter of play. We'll be back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Falcons lead it by 8 going to the second quarter. As a lot of threes made in this game. Falcons 69% from the floor overall, 80% from downtown. And the Warriors just 33% overall, but they're 71% from beyond the arc. So a lot of threes made in this one. Falcons a perfect 7 for 7 at the free throw line. The Warriors 4 out of 6 in that first quarter. And the Falcons with the edge in rebounding 10-8. And they start the second quarter with possession. Kearns had 7 in the first quarter, so did Buren. Barfield had 9 for the Warriors to lead the way for them. Skylar Berry kicks it out to Grace Leisure in the corner. She drives baseline, kicks it over in the other corner to Buren. She'll put up the floater, and that one is off the mark. Scott Mitchell with the rebound, and she gets it out toward Primo, but Buren is there to pick it off. And the Falcons bring it back. Buren Kearns cuts into the lane between a couple of defenders, and she puts it in off the glass. Lane Kearns with 9 here early in the second quarter. 10-point lead. And Primo knocks down the shot off the glass and draws the foul. She'll be at the free throw line as Kearns commits the foul. It's just her first. And it'll send Alyssa Primo to the free throw line, junior out of Reno, Nevada. A couple of Nevada natives on the Warriors roster, and the rest from the state of California. Primo converts the three-point play and gets the Warriors back within 7. Here's Weatherspoon. She'll kick it out. Leisure taking a 3, and that one off the front rim. Buren with the rebound, had it knocked away, and gets it in the corner to Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon drives, gets it over the top for Berry, and she couldn't get the shot to go. Good defense there by the Warriors on that possession, as they were contesting everything. Here's Lewis the other way, pulls up and knocks it in. And it's a 5-point game. Kearns gets around Lewis in the backcourt. Kicks it to Leisure, and she puts that one off the glass, no good. Weatherspoon with the rebound, steps into the lane and draws the foul. With 8:28 to play here in the second quarter. Weatherspoon gets to the free throw line. Garrett picks up the foul, and that is her third already. So we'll see if Wayman Strickland will get her back into the game here the rest of this half. Weatherspoon a little bit long on the free throw attempt there. And she'll get another one here. Lola Weatherspoon averaging 58% at the free throw line. Gets the second one to go. And it's a 6-point lead for SPU. They had a 10-point lead a moment ago. They have led by as many as 12. Here's Primo. Gets it in the paint, or in the post area, to Scott Mitchell, and she will draw the foul on Skylar Berry. Deja Scott Mitchell will head to the free throw line. First foul on Skylar Berry. And Scott Mitchell made that one happen. Initiated the contact, but Berry was moving her feet. And Scott Mitchell puts in the free throw. And she'll get one more here, trying to get the Warriors back within 4. That one's off the back iron, and Weatherspoon taps it. It ends up in the hands of Lewis. Here's Demaya Lewis collecting it out beyond the three-point arc. 8 minutes to play, second quarter. Warriors down 5. Lewis over Kearns, and she puts it in off the glass and in. And the Warriors within 3, 32-29. And they are on a bit of a run here. A 7-0 run for Stanislaus State. Here's Berry over Scott Mitchell, and that one is off the mark. And the rebound goes out of bounds. Kaylin Harris will check back in for Stan State. And she'll come get Demaya Lewis. Falcons with the ball. Here's Hunter Buren driving, kicking it out to Weatherspoon, and she walked with the basketball. Weatherspoon shuffled her feet, trying to get going toward the basket there. Grace Turley will check back in for SPU. She'll come get Lane Kearns. And the Warriors hit a few threes in that first quarter. If they can get another one here, they would tie it up. Here's Kaylin Harris looking for Barfield and had to go behind her momentarily. She gets to the bucket, and Buren on the defense there, and Barfield was not able to hit the shot. Buren with the rebound. Falcons back the other way. Buren going to take a quick three. That one off the back iron, no good. And the Falcons have gone cold here in the last couple of minutes. And the Warriors, again, down just three. Into the front court. Here's Harris going around Barry. And Harris puts it in off the glass for two. And the Warriors have cut it to one. It's a 9-0 run now for Stanislaus State. Here's Leisure to Weatherspoon. Falcons need to see one go through the bucket here. As Barry will get it to Buren, and she cuts to the lane. That one does not go down. And the Warriors back the other way, trying to take the lead on this possession. It would be their first lead of the afternoon. Barfield hands off to Anderson. And now Harris with the ball. Scott Mitchell steps outside and knocks down a three. And the Warriors take the lead, 34-32. It's a 12-0 run now for Stanislaus State. As Deja Scott Mitchell, a couple of threes in this one, 8 points overall for the senior out of Seaside, California. Falcons down two now as Weatherspoon puts that one in off the glass from the side of the free throw, the side of the lane, rather. And Weatherspoon now with 3 points for SPU. And we're tied back up at 34. Fairly high-scoring game to this point, although the Falcons have had a tough time of it here in the second quarter for the majority of it. Harris gets around Buren and couldn't get that shot to go. Falcons back the other way. Here's Hunter Buren. And she couldn't get that one to go over Primo. So the teams trade blown lay-ins. And now Kaylin Harris will slow it down. 34 all. Harris going around Barry. Barry blocks the shot and ends up with it out of bounds. And this is going to take us to a timeout on the floor with 4:37 to go in the first half. 34-34. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast in just a moment.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Back inside Royal Brome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. We're tied at 34 with 4:37 to play here in the first half. And the Falcons have gone cold. They were well above 50%, now shooting 48% for the game. Still a pretty solid percentage, but we'll see if they can get it going again here. Each team with 15 rebounds. And Stanislaus State, let's see here. They had the teams back out there. And now the officials are reviewing something at the monitor, so interesting timing there, as they may have been reviewing the entire time and I just didn't catch it. But both teams were out there ready to go. Each team has turned the ball over 6 times. Each team has 6 assists as well. But Stanislaus, or SPU rather, has done a little bit better job converting points off of turnovers, 7-3 in that category. So that hasn't been a big story in this one. Here's Kalen Harris taking making a couple of moves there. Couldn't get the shot to go. Scott Mitchell got back to it. Couple of opportunities. Harris gets back to it. The ball never hit the rim. And it's a shot clock violation on the Warriors. They got a couple of shots up on the glass and did not hit iron. And so the Falcons will take it back with an opportunity to take the lead back on this possession. Here is Amelia Bishop. And let's see here. Did they get a foul on Bishop? Or I think they called her for traveling there. And it's a turnover back to the Warriors. Here's Primo. Gets it to Harris, and Weatherspoon comes in and takes it away. And the Falcons back the other way. Weatherspoon to Ota. And now here's Grace Turley. Weatherspoon trying to go around Harris. Finds Turley for a 3 from the left wing. That one off the iron. No good. Rebound to Deja Scott Mitchell. And a long pass to Primo. Leisure couldn't quite get to it. Or not to Primo, but Barfield rather. And now Leisure picks up the foul as Barfield took it to the glass. And Leisure picks up her second foul. Demaya Lewis will check back in for Stan State. Krista Anderson will come to the bench. And Tia Barfield to the free throw line. Here comes Peyton Bergevine for the Falcons, as she makes her first appearance of the afternoon. Graduate student out of Walla Walla, Washington, and went to Linfield in the Portland area. As Barfield is off the mark on the first free throw, and she'll get another one here. That one is good, and the Warriors back in front by a point. 35-34, and Tia Barfield with 10 points now in the ballgame. 3 threes and a free throw, as Ota will cut through and get it to Weatherspoon, and now the loose ball comes to Bergevine. Shot going up from Ota, no good. Rebound chased out of bounds, and it's going to be last touched by SPU, as Stan State will take it back. Buren and Kearns back onto the floor for SPU as Weatherspoon and Ota come to the bench. And the Warriors leading by a point with just over 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Bergevine on defense on Scott Mitchell. And here is Lewis going over Buren, and Demaya Lewis puts it in. And she's now got 8 points in the ball game. She averages over 16 a game. Here's Leisure. Kicks it to Turley for a 3, and that one is off the mark. And the Falcons cannot buy a bucket here in the second quarter. They've scored a total of 5 points in 7.5 minutes here in this quarter, after putting 29 on the board in the first quarter. Lewis with possession, driving on Turley, pulls it out, and now walks with the basketball. Took too many steps trying to get that shot up. And so the Falcons will take it back down 3 with 2:17 to go here in the first half. Falcons with 29 in the first quarter, just 5 here in the second, as Kearns will draw the foul. And that one's going to go on Demaya Lewis. That'll be just her first. Warriors have outscored the Falcons 16-5 here in the quarter. And they have taken the lead by 3. Falcons with possession, though. And Beeren going to take a 3 and try to tie it up, and she does. Hunter Beeren splashes it down from the left wing. And she's got 10 points in the ballgame. Here's Primo for the Warriors back the other way as they try to retake the lead. 37 apiece. A 3 on the way from Barfield, and Kearns may have gotten a piece of it. I don't think so, though. They say that the possession goes back to the Falcons. And I think Barfield just came up short, well short on the 3 there. And the Falcons with possession. Here is Beeren taking another 3, this time from the right wing, and that one rattles in as it gets the back iron there, but it goes in. And Hunter Beeren now 13 points in the ballgame. Falcons in front, 40-37. A couple of quick 3s from Beeren, and the Falcons have been able to take the lead back. Here's Primo to Scott Mitchell. And she'll take another 3, and that one well off the mark, off the glass. And the Falcons back the other way with a minute to play here in the first half. Beeren knocks down Harris, and Beeren gets called for the charge. As that is the first foul on Hunter Beeren. She was out of control coming down the lane there, trying to make something happen. But would have been better off passing that one. As the Warriors will take it back with 56.7 on the clock. As Barfield will bring it across midcourt. Back and forth a little bit here in the second quarter. Falcons now back in front by 3. Here's Lewis being guarded by Beeren. And Lewis with a nice drop step lays it up and in. Nice move there to put it in off the glass. And Demaya Lewis with 10. That was a good looking post move there by Lewis on Hunter Beeren. Shot clock is off. 20 seconds to play here in the half. Falcons with a 1-point lead. Bergevin still out there on the floor. And now Kearns is going to drive in between 3 players, and she puts it up and in. Lane Kearns leans back and hits the floater, and the Falcons lead by 3. Lewis at the buzzer, and that one is off the glass. No good. Lane Kearns with 11 here in the first half, and the Falcons take a 3-point lead into the locker room, 42-39. We will be back on the SP webcast with about 5 minutes or so before the second half gets started. We'll recap the first half for you, and we will take a look around the both conferences here. We will be back here shortly. 42-39 SPU at the break.
In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Welcome back inside Royal Brome Pavilion. 4:49 to play, third quarter, and I apologize if you were unable to hear me this whole time, as Barfield picks off the pass here and brings it back the other way for the Warriors. And now Scott Mitchell turns around, puts it up and in over Bishop, and the Warriors have tied it back up at 48. Deja Scott Mitchell now 12 points, and she's in double figures in rebounds as well. Had the mute button pushed and didn't realize it. Here is Kearns out to Buren for a three, and that one off the mark. Weatherspoon ends up with the offensive rebound. And now Kearns steps inside the line and puts it up and in, and gives the Falcons the lead back with just over 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Kearns with 13 for SPU. Here's Lewis. And she shoots over Bishop, and a little too strong on that one. Scott Mitchell unable to handle it. And the Falcons will take it back as Peyton Bergevine will check in for Amelia Bishop. Bergevine, the big knee brace on the left knee for the graduate student out of Walla Walla. And the Falcons back the other way. Speaking of SPU players from Walla Walla, of course, different sport, but Hannah Hare, one of the all-time greats in SPU volleyball. Here is Weatherspoon cutting down the lane and putting it up and in off the glass. And Lola Weatherspoon's got 8 points in the ball game. Walla Walla, not a big town, but Hannah Hare, the all-time leader in blocks in the GNAC history, as there's a three going down from Quinn Garrett. A three on the other way from Weatherspoon off the mark. And the Warriors collect the rebound, and they have an opportunity to take the lead again here. 52-51, Falcons lead it by a point. Here's Barfield. And now Garrett. Scott Mitchell at the free throw line, puts it up over Bergevine, and that one does not go down. And I think they're going to say Kearns touched it last, as the Falcons will bring in three subs here: Leisure, Ota, and Mertice. Grace Mertice out of Boise, Idaho. And Falcons with some rested players out there on the court. Their bench a little deeper than Stanislaus State's bench today. Here's a three from the corner, and that one comes up short from Quinn Garrett. And the Falcons with the rebound. And a 1-point lead. Here is Kearns. Kearns driving and puts up the turnaround, and it's a little too strong off the back iron. And the Warriors with the rebound back the other way. Here's Garrett. Gets it to Barfield at the top. Barfield swings it over to Primo. Now Barfield going to take a three from the top of the key, and that one is off the mark. She came out and knocked down a few in the early going, and hasn't been able to connect since. This one is going to be knocked out. And you're going to keep it with the Warriors with 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. We get a whistle as Lewis was driving, and I think they said she shuffled her feet. I don't have a good view of that corner over there. The left corner on the right side of your screen. I'm kind of on that end of the court, but I'm in the right corner above the court. Ota gets it to Mertiz. She takes a three, and that was well off the mark. Bergevin tried to save it, and I think she did, and actually got Krista Anderson in the face. It'll be Falcons' ball as Anderson trying to shake out some cobwebs. And Deja Scott Mitchell will come in for her. Falcons will have possession here with 1:49 to play in the third. Stan State has outscored SPU 12-10 here in the third, and that one gets away from Mertiz. Ota tried to get it back, and she commits the foul. That's just her first, but it'll result in possession to the Warriors. Just the first team foul committed by the Falcons here in the third quarter, and the Warriors have only committed 3. So not a lot of fouls here in this third quarter. Cross-court pass for Garrett. She'll go to Barfield with it. Barfield trying to get it into the lane, and it's taken away momentarily. Garrett gets it back. Here's Scott Mitchell with the jumper from the right side of the lane, and she couldn't get that to go. Long pass down the court for Leisure. Leisure walked with the basketball. She was trying to just go up with that and took too many steps, says the official. As Buren will come back in for Bergevin. And here come the Warriors with Lewis going around Mertiz, and Mertiz is going to get called for the foul. With 1:04 to play here in the third. So, just the second team foul. Anderson will come back in for Harris. And they put 1:04 back on the clock. As Warriors with possession. Quinn Garrett being guarded by Buren. Gets it to Anderson above the free throw line. Anderson pulls up in the key. Couldn't get the shot to go. Scott Mitchell there for the offensive rebound. And she had that one pressured there. Don't know if anybody blocked it for the Falcons, but the Falcons end up with possession though. Here's Mertiz for Buren. Buren cutting down the lane, and she leaves it short. Was not able to get it up over the rim, and Anderson down. Buren was slow to get up, but Anderson is still down on the floor, and they blow the whistle with 29.5 left here in the third. As Anderson, this is not what you want to see if you are Wayman Strickland, with only 7 players active today. As Krista Anderson still down on the floor on the baseline. There's a photographer sitting down there. May have gotten a good look at what happened there. But 29.5 left in the third. And the Falcons scored the first 12 points of this ball game, but it's been pretty close ever since, as the Warriors were able to get back in it in the second quarter. And they took the lead. And Krista Anderson is going to be helped. Well, she's going to be, they're going to sit her up. Thought they were going to help her to her feet, but we'll see when she does. If she does, she will get up here, and not putting any pressure on the left foot, not putting any weight on it whatsoever. And the fans, of course, with the applause, the courteous thing to do, but Anderson is looking like She is not probably going to return to action here today. And we'll see if she's able to make it back. This looks like she's in a lot of pain and definitely not putting any weight on that left foot. But we'll see if she's able to make it back later this year. This, again, not what you want if you're Wayman Strickland. Shorthanded already. And now Anderson most likely out for the remainder of the game at least. As this is a 3 on the way from Garrett, and it's off the mark, and Mertice ends up with a rebound for the Falcons. 1 point lead, 10 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Kearns stepping through and draws the foul. Kearns got the foul on Lewis there. And Strickland not happy with the call there, as he thought Kearns was bailed out, and maybe she was a little bit. Lane Kearns will go to the free throw line, though, with 6.5 left here in the third quarter, as they tend to Krista Anderson on the Warriors bench. And Kearns knocks down the first free throw. She's got 14 points in the ballgame now. She'll have another free throw coming up. And gets that one to go as well. 4-point lead. And they turn it over. Kearns going to get a 3 at the buzzer, and that one off the back iron. No good. Rebound, Beeren, and she couldn't get that one to go either. And that's the kind of shot that Hunter Beeren has hit a few times in her career, that buzzer beater to end a quarter, but couldn't get that one to go. As Falcons, though, with a 3-point lead at the end of 3, 54-51. We will take a break here on the SP webcast and be back with you in just.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Welcome back inside Royal Brown Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. Falcons enter the final quarter up by 3. And Hunter Beeren will get it to Grace Mertice. Beeren with 13 points and was going for 15 there, but it's off the glass. And the Warriors back the other way. Warriors had 7 players entering the ball game, and Krista Anderson not likely to return this afternoon, as here is Lewis getting to the bucket, couldn't get the shot to go, collects the rebound, collects herself there, and puts it up and in. And the Warriors down by just 1, 54-53. Here's Mertice the other way, a 3 on the way, and she puts it in. Grace Mertice had time to set her feet, and she knocks down a 3 from the left wing. And that is her first 3 points of the ball game. Here's a 3 from Lewis the other way, and that one right back. And the Warriors back within a point, 57-56. Demaya Lewis with 18 points in the ballgame as she eclipses her season average. Here's Mertice for Kearns. And now Leisure going to take a 3. That one off the rim, no good. Rebound to Beeren. She puts it back up and in. And the Falcons lead it by 3, 59-56. Lewis back the other way. For Barfield. Harris. Now Garrett going to take a 3, and that one may have been deflected. I think it was by Leisure. And now Harris steals it away as Ota was trying to get it forward. And Ota let's see here. Looked like Ota touched it. No, they're going to say that it was off of Stan State. And the Falcons will have possession, up 3. Hunter Beeren with 15 points now in the ball game. She has turned it over 8 times in this one. Here's Mertice, another 3 on the way. That one off the rim. And chased down, and the Falcons will keep it as Garrett knocked it out of bounds. And Alyssa Primo will check back in for Quinn Garrett. Garrett picked up 3 fouls in the first half, but she's been able to stay out of further foul trouble here so far in the second half. Leisure for Beeren, and now Kearns with it, driving on Lewis. Gets the shot up on the rim and draws the foul. And the foul going on to Maya Lewis. Good take to the bucket there by Kearns. Was able to draw the foul. Kearns is 5 out of 5 at the free throw line. Lewis now 3 fouls in the ball game. And Kearns going back to the free throw line. Looking for a couple more here. As in a close ball game, free throws start to loom larger and larger. Lane Kearns hits another one there. She's got 16 points. Second one up and good. Kearns 7 out of 7 from the charity stripe this afternoon. Falcons lead it by 5, 61-56. Here's Lewis. And Beeren picks it off for the Falcons, and they come the other way with a 5-point lead. Here's Mertice. Over to Leisure. Leisure. Over to Beeren in the corner. And that one goes down. And Hunter Beeren puts the Falcons up by 8 with 7:34 to go. Timeout called by the Warriors with 7:34 left. 64-56. The Falcons have opened back up a little bit of a lead. A lot of time left in this game. And the Warriors going to take some time to talk things over. We will step aside on the SPU webcast. We'll be right back. .7:34 to play from Royal Brome Pavilion, and the Falcons now up by 8. Big 3 by Hunter Beeren to expand the lead to 3 possessions for SPU, but still 3/4 of the fourth quarter to go. As Demaya Lewis will inbound. Krista Anderson on the bench as the Falcons force another turnover, and we get a whistle though. We get a foul called, and that one's going on Kearns. Kearns with 17 points in the ballgame, 7 out of 7 at the free throw line. And Warriors with possession. Krista Anderson with the shoe off and the sock as well. As they're taking a look at that left foot. Here is Harris driving, puts it up, puts it in, and she will go to the free throw line. Big shot there by Kaylin Harris, the sophomore out of Fairfield, California. And she will head to the free throw line to try to complete a 3-point play. As Mertice whistled for the foul there for SPU. And Harris just 4 points in the ball game. Trying to pick up a 5th one here as Mertice will check out. Weatherspoon back in for SPU. 7:16 to play. And Harris standing back toward the three-point line, takes a couple steps forward, and puts up the free throw and puts it in. And the Warriors back within 5 as Kalen Harris completes the three-point play. Here is Kearns kicking it out to Ota. Gets it back to Kearns. Kearns will get it to Beeren. Beeren cuts all the way to the bucket, lays it up and in. And Hunter Beeren now with 20 points in the ballgame. And Kearns almost had a steal there, but loses it out of bounds. Stan State will keep it. 7-point lead for SPU with under 7 minutes to go. And Quinn Garrett will inbound from the corner. And they're going to say Lewis lost it out of bounds on the sideline. Being pressured there by the Falcons, but legally so. They didn't get a foul on SPU. And SPU turns over the Warriors. They lead by 7. Trying to put a little more room in between themselves and the Warriors, as here is Beeren driving, putting up the floater in the lane. Hunter Beeren is feeling it now, as it is now a 9-point lead, and she's got 22 in the game. Here is Deja Scott Mitchell, blocked by Grace Leisure. And Leisure back the other way, finds Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon to the bucket, lays it up and in. And the Falcons lead it by 11, 70-59. Leisure with the big block. Now, there's Beeren with the steal. Kearns had it, but the Warriors take it right back. They trail by 11 with just over 6 minutes to play here. And they're going to need to string some points together. Here's Lewis. She fumbled it, and Ota is called for the foul. As Haley Ota picks up just her second. And Stan State will have it with 6 minutes to play. Barfield will check back in, and she'll come get Deja Scott Mitchell. As Falcons have pushed the lead back to 11. They led by as many as 12 in the first half. It's been a pretty close game for most of the game since then. As that one rims around and falls in for Kalen Harris. I thought that one was popping out, but it goes back down. Here's Leisure driving baseline, and they're going to say that Leisure commits the offensive foul here. And she was a little surprised at the call there, but she'll head the other way. It's her third foul, and the Warriors with possession. Down by 9. Here's Garrett being double teamed there. Grace Turley back out there for the Falcons. Barfield for Lewis. Here's Harris driving down the lane. Tried to scoop it up with the right hand on the left side of the bucket and couldn't get it over the rim. Here's Beeren for Weatherspoon. A corner 3, and that one is off the mark. Rebound to Primo. That would have put the Falcons up by 12, but not to be. Here's Garrett. And now Lewis with a turnaround at the free throw line. That one no good, and they're going to get Harris for a foul on the rebound, as Weatherspoon had position, and Harris came over the back. Falcons will take it back with now just under 5 minutes to play. And a long pass down to Kearns. Gets to her successfully. Kearns couldn't get the lay-in to go. Now Weatherspoon from the free throw line. That one off the mark. And Lewis with the rebound. Weatherspoon, I had a good look at it from my angle on the other end of the court. And you could see that one was off, but he just grazed the iron. Garrett for Harris. And now over in the corner, a 3 on the way from Lewis, and she couldn't get it to go. Ends up with her own rebound. And now Leisure blocks the shot again. Grace Leisure is a shot-blocking machine here this afternoon for the Falcons. This one saved in by the Warriors. We'll take a look here as Turley pokes this one away from Primo, and she'll get it to Kearns. And now we get a whistle as the Falcons call a timeout there with 4:01 to play. The official signaling to the Stan State bench that it's a 30-second timeout. As Grace Leisure in this game with now 5 blocked shots for SPU. Skylar Berry has 2 and 1 apiece from Weatherspoon and Buren, but Leisure with 5 blocks on the afternoon. Stan State with 18 points from Demaya Lewis. She's got 9 rebounds, looking for another rebound to complete a triple-double, but she's also turned it over 5 times. 12 points, 12 rebounds for Deja Scott Mitchell, and Tia Barfield with 12, most of those in the first few minutes of the game. Hunter Buren with 22.7 rebounds. She's turned it over 8 times, but none in the fourth quarter so far here. And the Falcons with a 9-point lead. Weatherspoon gets around. Scott Mitchell kicks it out to Leisure for a 3, and that one off the front iron. No good. Rebound to Turley. And now Mertice is going to get a good look at a 3, and that one goes down for Grace Mertice. And the Falcons lead it by 12, 73-61. Warriors back the other way. 3.5 to play. And the Falcons touch this one last as it goes out of bounds. Primo will come back in for Scott Mitchell. Mertice with a 3 to put the Falcons up by 12, their largest lead of the game. They led it 12-0. And now here's Barfield. And on the baseline, Quinn Garrett puts it up and in. And gets the Warriors back to within 10. Out ahead, Mertice finds Weatherspoon cutting to the basket, and that one almost went down. Did not quite get over the rim. But Garrett commits her 4th foul. And Lolo Weatherspoon will head to the free throw line. Weatherspoon with 10 points in this game. On 4 out of 9 from the floor. 4 rebounds. And she misses on the first free throw. 1 of 2 at the free throw line before this pair of free throws here. Now 1 out of 3. Trying to make the second free throw, and she does. And it's an 11-point lead for SPU with just over 3 to play. Both teams trying to pick up their 3rd win of the season. And the Falcons looking like they're in good position to do so. Ota almost had the steal there, knocks it out of bounds. And the Warriors will keep it with 3:04 to play. 74-63. Falcons with the lead. And Ota does come up with a steal here. They threw it right to her again. Here is Turley, a 3 from the corner. That one is off the mark. Leisure had it. Mertice now tried to get it back out and is stolen away by the Warriors. Here is Lewis going end to end, and she draws the foul. Demaya Lewis will be at the free throw line. Turley commits the foul. Deja Scott Mitchell back in for Stan State. Lane Kearns and Hunter Buren back in for SPU. And it'll be Demaya Lewis with 2 shots. And she kind of has that standing back a few feet behind the free throw line and then comes up to shoot the free throw from right behind the line. And Lewis with 19 points in the ballgame this afternoon. The Warriors have missed Talia Maxwell, their leading scorer. And if they had had her, as the Falcons will take it, Lewis misses on the second free throw, and it's out of bounds to the Falcons. If they had had Maxwell this afternoon, this game could have turned out differently. But we'll never know, because they didn't have Maxwell here. So here is Kearns missing on the jumper from the left side, and this one out of bounds off of Primo, and the Falcons will take it back. 10-point lead, 2:23 to go. And the Falcons with possession. Buren will get it to Weatherspoon across midcourt. Weatherspoon for Kearns. Falcons would be well advised to run some clock here. Buren steps into the lane and puts up the floater off the back iron, no good. With 10 on the shot clock. And the Warriors back the other way. Here's Scott Mitchell with the left hand, puts it up, couldn't get it to go, gets her own rebound, and couldn't get the follow-up to go either. But Deja Scott Mitchell will be at the free throw line. Foul committed by Mertice. That's her third. Grace Mertice, a couple of big threes in this one. And Deja Scott Mitchell at the free throw line. And she puts in the first. Scott Mitchell has had a big afternoon for the Warriors with now 13 points, 13 rebounds, and couldn't get the second free throw to go, but Lewis collects the offensive rebound. Now here's Harris. Couldn't get that one to go. And a jump ball now with 1:40 to play. It'll stay with the Warriors. And they are not out of it quite yet. Just down just 9 with 1:40 to go. And Garrett will inbound it to Lewis. And they're going to get Lewis for the offensive foul as Hunter Buren took one in the midsection there from Lewis. And she's still showing some pain, but coming the other way. Lane Kearns in the front court. We'll get it back to Buren with 1:30 to play. Weatherspoon driving and puts it up and in off the glass. Lolo Weatherspoon now with 13 in the ball game, and the Falcons with an 11-point lead with 1:15 to play. Lewis tried to get it to Scott Mitchell and threw it out of bounds. Scott Mitchell not looking for it, or was not able to catch it anyway. And a timeout called by Wayman Strickland, but the Warriors down by 11 with 1:11 to go in the ball game. And the Falcons closing in on what would be their third win here. They're 2-2 at home, so trying to go to 3-2 here at Royal Brown Pavilion, as they picked up their first win back on November 15th against Cal State San Marcos, and then beat Colorado Christian here on November 30th by 10. But those are the only 2 wins of the season. They have yet to win a road or neutral site game. And trying to close this one out with 1:11 to go, leading it 76-65. As Demaya Lewis having a conversation with the official. Kicks this one out of bounds. And the Falcons will keep it. Falcons with a full 30 on the shot clock. Weatherspoon gets it into Buren. And she'll get it back to Weatherspoon. Here's Kearns, and Kearns will get it into the front court. Buren will get it to Weatherspoon, and the Falcons, again, looking to run some clock here as Kearns gets it to Leisure, and Leisure is fouled by Scott Mitchell. 52 seconds to play. Third foul on Deja Scott Mitchell. Each team in the bonus, and Grace Leisure heading to the free throw line to try to add some more to the Falcons' lead, and she does put in the first free throw. Leisure making her first trip to the free throw line this afternoon, and she hits them both. And it's a 13-point lead for SPU, which is their largest of the day. 78-65. Here come the Warriors. Barfield will get it back from Garrett and put up a three, and that one is off the mark. Barfield hit 3 threes in the first quarter. I believe all 3 of them were in the first quarter. They were all early in the game. And has not been able to connect from distance since then. And Grace Leisure right back to the free throw line for SPU with 41.3 left on the clock. And Leisure this time a little too strong off the back iron. She'll get one more. As Leisure gets the second one to go, coming into this game with shooting 81% from the free throw line. And this one thrown away to Buren as they were trying to get it to Scott Mitchell. And Buren right there. Falcons lead by 14. Shot clock and game clock, the shot clock is still on, but Falcons will be able to run through most of it here on this possession as they lead it by 14. Buren will hand off to Leisure. And now at the bucket, there's Mertice, and she puts it up and in. We get a whistle here. They do give Mertice the bucket. And the official talking to the scoreboard operator about the time left on the clock. And they do set it to 5.3. So that is going to be it, though. The Falcons with a 16-point lead. Warriors with one final possession. Barfield and Kearns looked like she got a piece of that one. Falcons pull away and win this one. And over a depleted Stanislaus State team, they started the game with 7 players, ended up with just 6. Krista Anderson still on the bench with the left leg stretched out. And she's going to be helped to her feet. But the Falcons go on a bit of a run to pull away as Lola Weatherspoon will come over, and now all the Falcons do come over and give Krista Anderson fist bumps. Madison Rubino in street clothes this afternoon, and she's been big for the Falcons this year. Did not play in this one, but the Falcons had plenty of players available, and they get it done over the Stanislaus State Warriors to go to 3-2 at home, and now 3-9 on the season. Still looking for their first conference win, and they will not play another game in conference until after the new year. They will actually be here at home against PLU, Pacific Lutheran University, on Tuesday at 5:15. They'll actually play 2 more games in Salt Lake City on December 20th and 21st before taking about 2 weeks off for the holiday break. But a good win here for the Falcons. Stanislaus State with some good play from Demaya Lewis in particular. Deja Scott Mitchell with a big game as well. And Tia Barfield finishes with 12 points. Lewis with 19 points, 12 rebounds. However, she turned it over 8 times. And she did have 2 steals as well. Deja Scott Mitchell, 13 points, 13 rebounds. And Tia Barfield with 12 points, most of those early on in the game. She had 5 assists as well, but she also turned it over 4 times. For the Falcons, Hunter Buren, 22 points, 7 rebounds. She committed 8 turnovers in this game, but she got 4 steals to kind of offset that a little bit. Lane Kearns, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal, and she was 7 of 7 from the free throw line. 13 points from Lola Weatherspoon, and Grace Mertice chips in 8 and 3 rebounds. As Mertice, coming into this game, really hadn't played a ton. Well, I take that back. She has played in 10 out of the 12 games, but just averaging under 7 minutes a game. In this game, however, Mertice, she only played 12 minutes. It seemed like she was out there maybe a little longer than that. But 12 productive minutes for Grace Mertice, 3 out of 5 from the floor, 2 out of 4 from beyond the arc. And the Falcons getting it done. They end up shooting 43% from the floor. The Warriors 32%. And both teams really cooled off from distance as they both lit it up in the first quarter. Falcons end up 37% from beyond the arc, and the Warriors 39%. Falcons go 81% from the free throw line, 17 out of 21. And the Warriors just 10 out of 16, 63%. Warriors do get one more rebound than the Falcons in this one, 44-43. But it was the Falcons pulling away. Both teams turned it over quite a bit. I mentioned Lewis had 8 turnovers for the Warriors, and Buren had 8 for the Falcons. Warriors turned it over 23 times, and the Falcons turned it over 19 times. So not the cleanest played ball game. But 9 blocks to 1, the Falcons with the 9 block shots in this game. And they come up with 12 steals and 25 points off turnovers. Turnovers were, no, I just mentioned the turnovers, 23-19. But points off turnovers, 25-15 in favor of the Falcons. And with the 9 blocked shots there for SPU, Grace Leisure with 5 of those. So Falcons a pretty solid win here this afternoon, 81-65 your final. We're going to have men's basketball coming up at 5 o'clock p.m., so we get a little bit of a break, but we will have men's basketball taking on Cal State East Bay, another in-region non-conference game for the Falcons, the men's team, and we'll have that one for you on the SP webcast. We will step aside here. We'll sign off for the women's broadcast. We'll see you back on Tuesday night here at 5:15. The women will be taking on Pacific Lutheran University from Tacoma, Spanaway, Division III school. And we'll have that one for you. 5:15 p.m. tip-off on Tuesday night, December 17th. We'll talk to you then.